If you are watching this video in 2025 and you're here because of Aaron Kominski's DNA proving that he is Jack the Ripper, I have bad news for you. That man bought that scarf in 2007 because he became obsessed with Johnny Depp's movie From Hell, where he plays Jack the Ripper in 1999. In 2007, he bought a scarf that was for sale for auction that did not sell. He got it at a discounted rate because nobody believed that it actually belonged to Catherine Eddowes. Well, Catherine Eddowes was indeed one of Jack the Ripper's 5 canonical victims. She never owned this scarf. Catherine Eddowes was incredibly poor. On the night of her homicide, she was actually on her way back from a pawn shop where she sold everything she owned, including her ex's old boots. She was a hardened alcoholic, estranged from her family and her children, and she was so desperate for money, the concept that she would own an 11-foot piece of imported Russian woven silk is absolutely ludicrous. Yes, it is covered in blood. Yes, it is covered in swimmers, but that is because it was a piece of memorabilia owned by a video store in London, and those of you who are at my age or older know exactly how seedy a video store can be. Russell Edwards is the man who purchased this scarf. In 2014, Russell Edwards tried to sell the scarf for $4.75 million. Now, we don't know exactly how much he spent for it when he bought it in 2007, but we know it's a tidy return on his sum because he probably spent under what the auction cost was for it, which was around $3,000. To say he is invested in this is an understatement. Russell Edwards has endangered or destroyed the careers of 2 scientists who tied their name to the scarf and the mitochondrial DNA results that they drew from it, because that paper in the Journal of Forensic Science now has a letter of concern written directly across the title of the paper. That is a step in the process of retraction, which is incredibly bad for your career as a scientist. The reason it is being retracted is that the original samples have mysteriously gone missing. Despite the fact that they still have the scarf and you could just resample it, they know that the results will not be the same. Furthermore, to say that it is a 100% DNA match is also erroneous. It is a 100% mitochondrial DNA match. DNA has 20,000 genes, mitochondrial DNA has 37. It is a matrilineal piece of DNA, so it can only identify your female relatives. So the fact that it is trying to identify Aaron Kominski, a male, is just absolutely ludicrous. And Russell Edwards is not the only one who is seen handling this scarf numerous times, worn by his descendants as well, so they wore it at conventions. If you are British, you might remember his name from the Moors murder debacle, in which he claimed to know where missing child Keith Bennett was buried and had found his jawbone on the moors, spending plenty of tax dollars in the investigation and devastating the family, who remain without any news of their lost relative. And why would you fake something like this? Well, allegedly because he was just selling a book about it. And guess who's now selling a book about Jack the Ripper?